video brought to you by Meeple Monthly, the Game Insider magazine. For more information, check out meeplemonthly.com. Hey everybody, it's Rain with Initiative Tabletop, and I'm happy to say that we're back with a video series that we tried to start while we were in Indiana. Then when we moved, things kind of got messed up, but we're getting back into the swing of things. So I'm happy to announce the next Meeple Monthly Gaming Releases video. Every month we get a copy of Meeple Monthly, and we have agreed to shoot a little video to tell you about the things that are coming out in the next month that we think are cool, that we think you should check out. So, without further ado, let's get started here. I'm going to keep my Meeple Monthly in front of me, and then I'll flash some things up on the screen for you guys to see. So starting off, I want to talk about AEG. It's a big company. They got a lot of things coming out every month, but this next month is specifically going to be awesome. This is April releases, because it's March now, so we do the month ahead. So, first and foremost, we have Lost Legacy Second Chronicle, Vorpal Sword, and White Gold Spire. This is a game that's going to release for $14.99 MSRP. In the distant past, a starship from a faraway world appeared in the sky. Damaged in battle, the craft broke apart and traced lines of fire across the horizon. These falling stars crashed to the surface, and the ages to come became enshrined in legends as the Lost Legacy. Now, Lost Legacy Second Chronicle contains two sets of game cards, the Vorpal Sword and the White Gold Spire. Now, if you've played Lost Legacy, which is great, by the way, if you've played it, you'll notice that each set, it's all part of the same story, but each set has its own little theme behind it. So, the Vorpal Sword and the White Gold Spire, they're just expansions. It's a way for you to have more Lost Legacy. You can combine them all together and make a big giant game. It's really awesome. Next is Dark Seas. It is a pirate game, which I love, absolutely. $39.99 MSRP on this game. It says, build a pirate empire in the uncharted plunder islands of the Caribbean near the Gulf of Mexico. Seize your destiny of buccanerific awesomeness. Where else but AEG would you get that combination? And gather hordes of pirates, hordes of doubloons, greater infamy, and more treasure than ever. In each player builds their island, filling its ports with docks, hideouts, and more. Each player rolls a set of custom dice, and then everyone uses the result to sail their ships around their islands and build their reputation by recruiting pirates, gathering doubloons, and acquiring treasure and infamy. It's kind of a light-ish game that is going to be coming out because, you know, you've got games like Dreadfleet or Merchants and Marauders, and some people, like me, just want to play a pirate game, get it to the table, and have some fun. So this is Dark Seas, again, $39.99, coming out next month. Finally, from AEG, coming out next month is Doomtown Reloaded Faith and Fear. $19.99 on this one. Faith and Fear is the first Pine box set for the Doomtown Reloaded game, and it introduces new blessed dudes and their miracles. But of course, other forces are always at work, and you'll find many new cards for all your favorite factions, including 4 entirely new outfit cards. Now, of course, you're going to need a copy of Doomtown Reloaded to play, but this is, again, is an expansion, $19.99. It's going to add some great stuff to your game. Next up is Asmodee. Asmodee makes Formula D. It's an amazing racing game. It's got some great mechanics with shifting the car back and forth, back and forth. It's really awesome. Next month, they are releasing the Austin, Nevada Ride. This is a track expansion. It's $29.99. The Circuit of the Americas was specifically designed to accommodate the Formula One car and has been proudly hosting the United States Grand Prix since 2012. Racers, rev your engines on this highly challenging professional circuit. A second track based in Las Vegas through Nevada provides racers with even more thrills, from the famous Bellagio all the way to the Valley of Fire. You're going to have to survive a daring jump over the Colorado River in order to win. Of course, you're going to have the main game to play. Like I said, it is a track expansion, $29.99, but I think this one's going to really add some thrills to Formula D. We're going to move on to something I'm really excited about, Arcane Wonders. Next month, Mage Wars Arena is set to release. Now, I want to clarify a couple things. This is $59.99. Mage Wars Arena is not a miniatures game. Mage Wars Arena is just the 4th edition of Mage Wars. Now, when it releases, you're going to have 2 new spellbook designs. You're going to have a bunch of new spells that weren't included in the earlier versions. You're going to have some new artwork on some old spells to just kind of throw in some new stuff in the mix there. But it's a 4th edition of Mage Wars. It's going to be awesome. Now, they are working on Mage Wars Academy, which is a 2-player starter version for Mage Wars. It's something completely different. It's not ready to come out yet. But Mage Wars Arena, really excited about it. $59.99 coming out next month. Up next is Cool Mini or Not. They've got releases almost daily. First up, we're going to look at Zombicide, the Edward Guiton characters. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You're going to have, the expansion includes 2 survivors, Dude the Boy Scout and Tomiko the Psychotic Bunny, and there's Zombivore counterparts, both designed by Edward Guiton. I love Zombicide. I love all of the crazy characters that you can have in the game. It's amazing. It keeps growing and growing. These character expansions are $24.99 to get both of the characters. Up next is the Murder of Crows expansion for Zombicide. It's $19.99. The Murder of Crows are really nasty flying pests, so they can enter everywhere so fast that they're on you in seconds and quickly rip you apart. On top of that, you've got the Zombicide Rue Morgue Tile Pack, $29.99. The Brown Dice, $12.99. And then Zombicide, finally, John Kovalic characters. You get Matt Gilly, Igor and Carson, and their Zombivore counterparts drawn and designed by John Kovalic. I think it's awesome. $24.99 on that character pack as well. And we are done with Zombicide. Moving on to another great miniatures game from Cool Mini or Not is Wrath of Kings. First up, we've got the Nasir Fellhammer box, $35. You get 6 Fellhammer and 2 of the Unmasked for the game. Then you get the Nasir Character Leader box. It includes Elena Heska, Elsis Tagiel, and Arkin Thesh. They are all character leaders for the game. $25 for this box, coming out next month. We have the Hadros Karkarian box, $35. You get 6 Karkarian Frenzy and 2 Frenzy Chargers. Following that up is the Hadros Character Leader box, which is, it has 1 Urath of Sizer Deep, 1 Torvash the Bannerman, and 1 Gar the Gladiator, $25 for that leader box. You have the Shellhand Iron Lotus box, $35. It has 12 Iron Lotus Warriors and 2 Black Lotus. Following that one up is also the character leader box for the Sheohan. It includes 1 of the Winterhawk, 1 Warchild, and 1 Madame Mui. $25 on that one as well. You've got the Technis Brood Warrior box, $35. It has 6 Adani Brood Warriors, 2 Brood Masterminds, and then its leader box, which is $25. It includes 1 Iron Lord, 1 Wraith Severick, and 1 Timoshkin. Timoshkin, that just sounds like a guy that needs to beat face. $25 on that if I haven't mentioned that. Then we have the Goritzi Ravenscar Mercs box, $35. It includes 12 Ravenscar Mercs and 2 Ravenscar Sergeants. And then its character leader box, $25, is 1 Korad Ungara, 1 Herald of Blood, and 1 Lord Hob. So if you're into some Wrath of Kings. Now, what's really awesome is, like, Cool Mini or Not can't ever put out a model or miniature that doesn't scream awesomeness. Again, with Zombicide, they've got all those models that looks great. Their most recent Kickstarter looks amazing. Moving on, I want to talk about Gale Force 9. We're just going to go ahead and skip forward here. Gale Force 9 is going to be releasing a few things. The Firefly ship dice, first of all. Love Firefly. The game is amazing. 9 dice, 1 for every ship in the core game plus its expansions. Now, these don't have MSRPs listed. In fact, you need to check with your FLGS on these. A lot of times they will be sent the pricing, but it won't be listed here in the magazine. So check up with that. Next is Sons of Anarchy, Luck of the Irish expansion. It includes 2 new gangs, models, dice, and a brand new location and anarchy cards. Again, check your FLGS for pricing on that one. Up next is Game Salute. They have a couple of things coming out next month, both for Alien Frontiers. You've got Faction Pack 3 and Faction Pack 4. Now, the expansion packs add all kinds of new cards and new things to the game. For instance, on the edge of human space with power and resources ripe for the taking, Planet Maxwell is the perfect home base for the practical brethren of the stars. Their code is simple: what's yours is mine, and hijacking a ship now and then is all in a day's work. It sounds like I'm talking about Firefly again, doesn't it? Requires the Alien Frontiers base game to play. Now, specifically, I know with expansion pack number 4, so that was number 3, this is number 4. Number 4 is going to include 4 new Alien Tech cards, 3 faction reference cards, 2 new agenda cards, 2 blank Alien Tech cards, and 1 blank agenda card. That's just for the 4th one. I imagine that the 3rd one is also going to include some cards and stuff like that. Probably that same ratio, but just different stuff. They're both going to be coming out next month. The Faction Pack 3, Faction Pack 4, both of those you're going to need to check with your retailer, check with your FLGS to check prices for those. Next, I'm going to move over to Looney Labs. If you have been reading Meeple Monthy, then you'll notice not too long ago they talked about the new Flux, the Holiday Flux. That was really cool. But Looney Labs is working on a game. They're done working on a game called Just Desserts. It's going to come out next month. It's $18 MSRP. The guests are here and they are hungry. Serve them their favorite sweets in this delicious game of dishing desserts. Be the best waiter at the cafe and make sure the guests get their Just Desserts. It reminds me kind of like that sushi game where you have the bar and everybody comes up and orders food and you got to make sure you get them the right food. This is kind of the same thing, but it's on a smaller scale. I think it's going to be great for families, great for you and your kids. Check it out. Just Desserts coming up next month. Moving on. One of my favorites, and this is going to win me quite a bit. Let me just get a little set up. Privateer Press. The thing I love about Privateer Press is that they post all kinds of stuff all over their website, and you don't ever know how much it's going to cost or when it's going to come out. It's just like, hey, there's a thing. Hey, I like a thing. I want to know when the thing is. Well, good luck. Luckily, here in the Meeple Monthly, we get pricing, and all of these are coming out next month. If you're a fan of War Machine and Hordes, sit down. This is the part of the video you want to stick around for. Now, I don't know why anybody would play this faction, but the Signar all-in-one army box is coming out next month. If you need, like, models to just put at the base of your Khador models, like to make it look like the Khador models are crushing the Signar models, this might be a good idea. A really good price. You get a bunch of extra models. But if you happen to play Signar, I'm sorry, but you might be happy. This all-in-one army box is $129.99. They're doing really good with these. They're coming out for every army. It includes a complete 35-point army with the following models, okay? You get a Warcaster Marcus Siege Brisbane, a Defender Heavy Warjack, an Avenger Heavy Warjack, 1 Squire Solo, 1 Arcane Tempest Gunmage unit, 1 Arcane Tempest Gunmage Officer unit attachment, 1 Storm Guard unit, 1 Journeyman Warcaster Solo. Of course, you get all the cards and stuff too. So it's a really good deal, $129.99 for a big army. I mean, it's perfect. You're going to be limited with what you can do. I mean, instead of pulling and picking what models you want to start an army. But if you have a friend or somebody that wants to start and they don't know where to go, boom, you can get a 35-point army, get to the table, and just start practicing with these models. It's really cool. Up next is the Retribution, the Moros Character Light Myrmidon. Now, I really like the Retribution. I don't play them myself, but their jacks look pretty sweet. This guy is $25.99. He is going to be, he comes in a blister, so it's a single character warjack. Commissioned for Gareth, Blade of Retribution. Moros is a quick and agile Myrmidon that strikes using its dual curved blades with the deadliness of an assassin. Its unique power field renders Moros invisible to the naked eye and can be manipulated to lash out and stun potential victims. For many of the Retribution enemies, the low hum of Moros' energy field is the last sound ever heard. Now, if that's not enough for you to go out and buy some Retribution models, I don't know. I can't do any more than that. That's just awesome. Dual curved blades. You can't hear them coming. It's great. Plus, the Retribution Myrmidons, they have like force fields, which are shields upon the shields for their armor. So you have to hit them and then damage their shields and then damage their armor after that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But this guy looks great. $25.99. Get yourself a character Warjack. Switching it up for a second, the Iron Kingdoms Unleashed role-playing game. The core rules is coming out. $59.99 next month. Sweet hardcover book. If you know anything about the Iron Kingdoms game, it is basically War Machine, but as a tabletop RPG. Well, Iron Kingdoms Unleashed introduces hordes into that. So you can have all kinds of monsters as heroes, and you can be a troll blood because they're like the best thing ever, and you can have a giant hammer and just smash things. That's all I would do. But it's really sweet. Let me read this to you. Welcome to the savage side of the Iron Kingdoms. Iron Kingdoms Unleashed explores an untamed land of Western Emerald where even the heroes are monsters. To survive, you'll need a bad attitude and a big appetite. Bash, slice, and chomp your way through your foes, and then use their broken bodies as power-packed snack to fuel your rampages or as the ingredients for your primal magic. If you're still sitting here watching this video, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's enough right there for just me go out and break something. That is awesome. I like how they're bringing this game to the table, putting these two amazing worlds together. I could talk about this. I'm just gushing over it. It's great. $59.99 for the core rules, coming out next month in April. So now we're going to switch back to War Machine. The Devil Shadow Mutineers, they are a character unit. You get 3 models for War Machine. They're from Mercenaries. If you like to play pirates, this is perfect for you. $27.99. This trio disperses as quickly as an ill wind, staying only long enough to form contracts with desperate men. Their goals remain a mystery, and the 3 otherwise go where the gales send their cursed ship. The Devil Shadow Mutineers comes in a blister, and you can field one unit. So, along with the War Machine army boxes that they're releasing, they're also releasing Hordes army boxes. So next month, $129.99. The only other army box you'll ever need, the Troll Bloods army box. It's coming out next month. Here's what you get. You get Warlock Gristleblood Song, Fellcaller. He's got all kinds of titles. You get a Dire Troll Blitzer, Heavy War Beast, a Dire Troll Mauler, Heavy War Beast, 1 Creel Stone Bearer and Stone Scribe unit, a Trollkin Champion unit, and a Trollkin Warder unit. Now these dire trolls are just amazing. They're huge hulking beasts. Some of them can throw bombs. Some of them will even throw other trolls. I don't know. It's crazy out there on the battlefield. One thing I really like about them though is a lot of times the trolls can eat the corpses of the models, the living models that you kill, and then get stronger. Like they can heal themselves. It's just amazing. These guys look great. $129.99, 35-point army for Hordes. It's perfect. Keep going with the Hordes here. The Scorn Scarab pack. It's a War Beast pack for $22.99. Scarabs are enormous, ravenous insect-like creatures native to the Trembling Waste. Scorn beast handlers drive these scarabs with mad hunger, then let down loose onto the battlefield, advance as a main force to consume any living thing in their path. So 4 giant scarabs, you can ride them, you can send them out to battle. It's really, they're like a jack of all trades. You can just do all kinds of stuff. Maybe you can get them to like, I don't know, rides in the park or whatever you need them to do. They're there to do a job. $22.99 for 4 of these guys. Then you get the Venator Reavers, $59.99 for Scorn, coming out next month. It's a unit, 10 models here. Venators have mastered the unique firearm called the Reaver. These horrific weapons fire bursts of iron needles that shred their targets. With lethal swarm of concentrated fire, Venators tear into the most imposing targets, making them among the most valued specialists in the army of the Western Reaches. Honestly, whenever I think of Scorn, I think of Hellraiser. I don't know why. I just think every model in the Scorn army is Hellraiser. And it's just crazy. Even the War Beast, just giant Hellraisers. That's coming out next month. Like I said, $59.99 on that. It is a unit of 10. Now, another publisher that's going to make me a bit winded is Paizo. Paizo has a lot of stuff coming out. Pathfinder is just constantly growing, constantly getting bigger and better, and I just love it. So let's take a look at what they have to offer next month in April. First up is the Pathfinder Unchained hardcover player companion, $39.99. Pathfinder Unchained dares to take a fresh look at the system itself, altering some of the fundamentals of the game and giving fresh optional takes on classic rules. Inside this collection of alternate rules and options, you'll find completely redesigned versions of the Barbarian, Monk, Rogue, and Summoner classes. This is awesome. I have a lot of friends that when we start a new game, or even a lot of players when I run games, they're like, oh, can I do this with this guy? Can I do this with the base class? Can I do that with the base class? Pathfinder Unchained is really awesome for that type of player. If you're the type of player that plays a lot of games, or you're getting burned out on the main classes, this is something perfect for you because it puts a spin on all of that new, or all of that older stuff. So it's perfect to pick up and run with. So that's coming out next month. Again, $39.99. Following that up is a map pack of Sea Caves, $13.99. I know what's really popular right now is the Skull and Shackles Adventure Path. I'm still going through it myself. You have a lot of fights in caves and things like that. This map pack is going to be perfect for you. This map pack fits perfectly into any GM's arsenal. Wet, dry, and permanent markers erased from the tiles just like the rest of them. Delve dangerous caverns carved by the sea. This includes 18 full-color 5x8 maps. So, plenty of maps to do your underwater cave combat. It's perfect. So, something else that's got a lot of people really excited is Pathfinder Adventure card game Wrath of the Righteous base set. So we've already had the Rise of the Rune Lords, we had Skull and Shackles, and now we have Wrath of the Righteous. Now I'm kind of surprised why this is releasing so fast and not a big release at Gen Con, but what gets me thinking is they've got something else planned that's going to be awesome. In Wrath of the Righteous, the epic new adventure path for the Pathfinder adventure card game, you'll travel to the Abyss to battle the malevolent minions of the demon lord Deskari. Along the way, you'll become mythic heroes that rival the greatest legends of the world that Galarian has ever known. I like Wrath of the Righteous because whenever I play in Pathfinder, I'm always the suit and tie paladin guy that goes around and he's like, no, you can't steal that coin, or no, you can't curse that old woman. So Wrath of the Righteous, I feel like, is kind of built for that because you go literally into hell to beat demons back and just tell them that they can't come run amok. Not in my house, son. And that's what this is all about. So you take the Pathfinder Adventure card game, which is perfect. I think it's a lot of fun. And it's got enough differences from the Pathfinder RPG that make it acceptable for other gamers that aren't into tabletop RPGs. And I think we're going to have a lot of new adventures and a lot of new things that we're going to see in the adventure card game that's going to make this great. $59.99, releasing in April. Up next, you've got the Wrath of the Righteous character add-on deck, $19.99, just kind of like with the previous sets. You're going to get 3 all-new classes. You're going to get the Blood Ranger, Hunter, and Shaman, along with the cards you need to expand the adventures to 5 or 6 players. So you just get 3 new classes with the ability to add more players. Coming up after that is the Pathfinder Tales novel Forge of Ashes, $9.99 if you're into the books. This is really great. I picked up some books from Gen Con last year and just have been blazing through them because they're actually written pretty well. The final release from Paizo coming up next month, $22.99, Pathfinder Adventure Path, Forge of the Giant God. It's the Giant Slayer 3 of 6 book. Forge of the Giant God is a Pathfinder RPG adventure for 7th level characters. This continues the Giant Slayer adventure path, an epic campaign of the classic sword and sorcery thrills. You'll have several new monsters, details of the next installment of the Pathfinder's Journal. It's going to be great. I mean, people who have started that adventure path can just continue through it. I mean, if you're a veteran player, this is a perfect adventure path for you. I think you can pick it up and run with it. So this is coming out next month, Forge of the Giant God, $22.99. Now, we're going to go through Reaper miniatures next. This is going to be real quick. They just have a big list of some models that are coming out. So you've got the Troll Slayer Sophie, $6.99. Dark Haven Legends Fantasy Miniatures Oni, $17.99. Jordan Half-Orc Paladin, $6.99, which I'm excited for that one because I like to play a lot of half-orcs, but there's actually not a lot of them around. And the ones that are around are more like 3/4 orc and a quarter human, maybe even a quarter something else. I don't know. They look wonky, but I'm happy for this guy. The Death Shroud is coming out, $8.99. Nathaniel Dustgrave, Relic Hunter, $9.99. Female Glaive, and this is from the Numenera side of things, $6.99. The Male Nano, again from the Numenera side of things, $6.99. And finally, Philethus is $6.99. Those are all coming out next month. Be on the lookout for those from Reaper Miniatures. Alright guys, well there you have it. Ending off with Reaper Miniatures, this is what I wanted to highlight that's coming out next month. But to get the whole deal, get yourself a copy of Meeple Monthly. It is cheap, it's awesome, there are a lot of great articles in here, and honestly, you're not going to regret it if you check it out. Check the link in the description, and thanks for checking out the video. I was really happy to come back. We're going to start doing these every month. And until next time, guys, remember, happy gaming.